Can you confirm, Ram?
Yes, Raghavendra, we are able to see your
Okay. Hello, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, based on wherever you are today. And thanks for joining this session. This is our first regional Scrum Gathering session of year 2021. Um, uh, I think already Manohar introduced myself. I will just skip that. But one important acknowledgement which I would like to take it over here. Anubhav, who is also my co-author and also worked with me for this particular area, he is not here. But I wanted to acknowledge his contribution. And in the past, we have done many presentations together in the area of Agile and AI. One question may come is that how come Raghu is talking about Agile and AI? There is a bit of journey here involved. Though I started my career, Agile career, during the year 2011, during 2015 there is a unique opportunity came in my way, where in my organization we were developing a automation platform for our delivery teams, and in that role I was supposed to join as Agile SME and then explore how automation, AI, and extended reality can be offered, okay, offered to delivery teams, using which they can do better in their activities, whatever they are doing. Um, so let me start with this presentation. Um, uh, Continuing with the team which I'm engaged with, my team is fairly distributed across India, and some of them are outside India also. And within India, we are spread across Chennai, Hyderabad, Pune, and some people are in Delhi also. So we are distributed already, but whenever opportunity provided, we used to co-locate, and we used to meet often. If not on a daily basis, but on a key event such as for a major event planning, for a major design thinking sessions, etc. Right? We used to have always face to face. We always recommend it for also vouch for the face to face conversation, which also one of our Agile Manifesto's principle, right? Um, and right, either I used to travel or the key leaders from across the locations used to come to Bangalore, and we used to have these important sessions. But during last 1 year, what happened was that, right, like all of us, my distributed team moved away from distributed. We completely became remote, and during recent one of our 2020 reflection, one point which came in very highlighted was that though we spent a lot of time during this last 1 year, we kept continuously collaborating and communicating with each other. One complaint from my team was that they had to spend more and more time on explaining things, trying to share their ideas, which they felt that though they were very easy to communicate, but the party at the other side, right, took time to consume it. And this was not their experience when we were meeting often. And um, that's where, right, the importance of face-to-face conversations comes into the picture. And it was very well acknowledged by Alistair Cogburn, who was one of our Agile Manifesto signatory, and he has visualized this importance of face-to-face conversation, okay, at the time of 2 or 3 decades back itself. The question now is that what is this um, uh, face-to-face conversation, right? And why it is having so much of importance, and what are those advantages which the co-located teams have compared to their peers who are working in a distributed agile setup. Um, To get into that, I would like to talk about one of the study done by Edgar Dale. Edgar Dale is was based out of an American citizen. He was an educationist in America, and he has presented many topics. And one of his favorite topic was, or say, a study was cone of experience. Um, Let me try to explain this cone of experience with the own example which we are doing today, right? So we are here, okay, we are sharing this digital platform and having this conversation. Okay, so at the end of the 2 weeks, after 2 weeks from today, right, the likely chance that you as a participant, at most, right, you may able to remember only 50% of what you hear and what you see today. Um, okay, from these sessions and or any other sessions, right? But in case, right, today it was not me presenting it, and if you had this the access to this deck, right, and you were asked to just read it in the next 30 minutes, so the chances that you will only remember 10% of what you read today after end of 2 weeks. And this all falls into the passive zone. If you if one is expected to be in active zone, right, this conversation, instead of having in the digital form, it was expected to be happening in a co-located setup. It can be a coffee shop where all of us are presenting in a discussion, participating in a discussion mode, and not only you are hearing and seeing, you are also also discussing with me, right? And the chances of engagement goes high, right? If you are also expected in that conversation, right, we also end up drawing some, right, sketches using a whiteboard. Then that what happens is 90% of whatever we do on in during this time, you will going to remember even after 2 weeks, and it may tend to remember you may tend to remember even beyond that duration also. Now let's see how this, okay, study, right, or how this, okay, study can be applied to the distributed agile teams and the co-located agile teams what we have. Considering that co-located teams, right, who are working together, who are frequently using the shared sketching environment, it could be a whiteboard, right, very often. So the whatever the conversations what they do, face-to-face conversations, right, it tends to be more effective or most effective, okay, compared to their counterparts who are in a distributed agile setup, who are using mainly relying on these digital mediums like the one which you are using today, or it could be Microsoft Teams, Zoom, or any other digital medium we have, right? So using all those digital mediums which we have at our disposal, even a very costly, say, Zazie communication collaboration medium as a telepresence, we cannot go up to the level that a face-to-face or a co-located team is enjoying. There is always a gap which exists between the benefits that co-located team enjoys versus the distributed agile team, okay, is able to communicate. And that gap, we call it as a presence disparity gap. Um, uh, the presence disparity gap, in simple terms, nothing but the struggle I as an individual may face to communicate my ideas to my counterpart who is remotely distant. So this we took this as a challenge, and we thought, okay, how we can utilize existing advancement which are happening in the area of extended reality and bridge this gap. Uh, as you see, in the last 1 year, whatever the advancement has happened, right, we moved away from distributed to the remote way of working. And even after we get these vaccinations or not, I'm not expecting that we will be going back into a mode where all of us will get co-located. There are newer models are getting involved, and remote way of working may end up becoming a reality. So for this a new model or a new way of working, we thought maybe we could use extended reality, advancement happening in the extended reality. Before I get into explain it how we use this extended reality, let me quickly introduce what this XR means. Right, there are three modes in this XR. The first is virtual reality. In virtual reality, what happens is that the user is completely immersed into that virtual environment, and he is completely disconnected from the physical environment in which he is present. The augmented reality is it lets the user present in the physical environment, and it brings the digital overlays on top of a live streaming. And all of us are already familiar. Very simple form of augmented reality which you are using or your kids are using is those Snapchat filters, or what is that? PUBG, not PUBG, right? Pokemon Go. Yeah, Pokemon Go app was based on the augmented reality. And when it comes to mixed reality brings the features of both virtual reality and augmented reality. But compared to these augmented reality, in the mixed reality, the users are able to work with their digital overlays, interpret. You can touch, you can feel those. Work with those digital overlays in your physical environment, and then complete your conversation. Our point was that when we went through all these three, when we studied these three modes of extended reality, one thing which came out very clearly was that uh, these mediums have very distinct advantages compared to the existing communication devices that you are using, and they have the ability to enhance the collaborative skills of people who are using it compared to the existing communication technology that we are using. So this led us to develop a product. What we did is that we went for Facebook's Oculus Go devices. I think we procured four. Yes, we hired Unity developer. Okay, using Autodesk software and Unity software. He joined us, and what we did is that we converted a physical room into a virtual room. You can see both the physical room here and the virtual room here. We let members join this a collaboration room using a virtual avatar. And as we wanted to create a co-located environment setup, we let multiple members join and come together in that virtual environment. So as you could see here, there are three members joining session, and there were some other utilities were available at their disposal, like virtual keyboards, virtual story cards, and the room was very big, very spacious. And one thing is that you can wear the Oculus Go and physically walk, and also you will able to virtually walk in that room. But they have another option called as teleport. Right, instead of you walking it, I can sit here wearing a device. I'm not moving, but I can virtually move in that virtual collaboration room using a feature called as teleport. Um, Once we developed this product, what we did is that we took it to our colleagues who are in the working in agile space only. A good amount of them are performing the role of Scrum Master. The remaining majority of them were performing the role of coach. and very few of us were working as a product owner. And most of them are working in a one or two. Their team is entirely distributed. That time when we did this, either they were distributed across two locations or more than two locations, and none of them were in a co-located environment. So we developed this product. We approached these 35 plus odd group who are spread across India here, and we asked them to wear this device, download our app, and experience it, and then share their experience. It is a kind of a survey which we ran. So once they experienced our application, or rather I say that we fondly call it as agile collaboration room. Here are the some of the survey results which came out. The first one about whether you are immersed or distracted, right? So one of the issue we distributed agile as a team, right? What we face is that we get distracted, right? Because the setup in which we are currently part of, in that setup, my remote team members are not available, right? So due to which the same kind of passion or the same kind of say roles and responsibility not around, not associated with the rest of the other members. Therefore, I may end up getting distracted. But here the case, because we built this app in a completely in a virtual VR based mode. So once you wear that device, you are completely involved in that virtual environment. We are actually, in essence, we are teleported you into a remote agile collaboration room, where you can meet and interact with your team members in virtual form. The second main outcome which came out was the engagement level, right? And here also we realized that they experienced a higher level of engagement when compared to the existing communication channels that their organization, that their project team or the client environment is offering. But one thing which came in a mixed response was ease of use. Um, Around 40, close to 40% of the participants mentioned that it is difficult to work with, and we can appreciate for their fond feedback, and we'll also discuss what are those issues which they went through initially, compared to a good amount of their peers who said that it is simpler to use. But this was the area, ease of use is an area where we got a mixed response. Before we get into the second part, right? I wanted to call out that it is we are not the first in this area where extended reality as a medium was explored for agile, to understand how this medium can be utilized for the best benefit of the agile teams. The first experiment was done by Mr. Yilmaz M. He's from Ankara, Egypt, sorry, Turkey. And what Mr. Yilmaz was done is that he developed a simulation app, okay, which had a n number of scenarios captured, which may happen in a daily Scrum meeting. So this application, it was designed for first-time Scrum Masters, the way I understood, right? So you can wear the device and you can get into that application, and you can participate in the daily standards which are happening there, and you can you will be a virtual team member, but you go and see that how the daily standards is happening, and then you can check whether it is happening in a correct fashion or there is some different something going wrong, right? So this is used this VR as an application, as a medium, was used by ILMAS to check how effectively VR can be used as a training medium to train people on Agile. The second one, the study done by Mr. Talal Sheikh. Talal Sheikh is based out of Middle East, and he had presented one topic during 2018 Middle East Agile conference, where Mr. Talal used the VR as, or explored VR as a medium to bring the pair programming as a concept. So I would suggest that you also visit these links and then study. There are good amount of information available. I request all of you to go and check that. Now coming back to our the product, right, or the experiment what we did. Though the survey was good, we are able to create good amount of excitement, but the path was not easy. When we started from concept to the development and taking it to the users, as well as I'm not calling it a finished job. There are good amount of challenges still in front of us to take it from a proof of concept to a enterprise product. Let me talk about, let me tell you some challenges which I have faced. Definitely the cost. I think all of you are well aware about the cost of these headsets. Second is the predominantly the health issue. I can easily remember during 2017 end or 2018 start, when I got first access to the HoloLens, and when I was wearing it, it was very bulky, and within 10 minutes of wearing it, I started getting a headache. So but over a period of time I kept using it, and then yeah, nowadays I don't get headache. But few people, when you are exposed to the first time, definitely your body okay, may throw some issues. And there are some health reports which says that maximum such devices should be used not more than 15 to half an hour. The other challenge which we faced during the development stage is the skill supply, but I don't think it is a major challenge, because nowadays we have seen that many startup ecosystems are evolving around this VR area, and a good amount of new training, new products and softwares are coming into the picture, and it is just a small blip, and it can be overcome very quickly. Coming to the use case visualization as a challenge, right? It is a challenge which will come to us as a leaders, okay, who are expected to design or say visualize use cases, right? For example, right, how this VR can be used, how these XR functionalities can be used in the area of for the benefit of agile teams. One thing which comes very common to us is that being working in the various domains, okay, working for our clients, it is very easy for us to visualize the use cases for for our clients, for their industry, right? Be it a manufacturing, be it a production, it is very easy for us to understand or say come up with the idea on how this XR as a technology can be used to solve X and XYZ problem of my client. But when it comes to application of these to agile is where one may go through a challenge, right? How we can use it to solve our own problems during the development, during the feature visualization, right? That is one area it is not easy for us to overcome. And similarly, as I covered, right, XR for industry versus agile. So these go together. Building enterprise solutions from where we are today, right, is going to be very challenging, right? to make it as a product, to make it available for masses, right? First is the cost. There are various issues which comes into the picture. We have to overcome those, and this should be done in a plug and play architecture, right? Um, take it to the masses, and we also need to overcome the other challenges to make them enterprise ready. For example, this XR is an area which is changing very fast. For example, take our own example. The device which we procured one and a half year back, it is now out of support because that is the base version which we took from Oculus, and now it is no longer it is supported. Um, so there is too much of advancement happening there. We used the virtual, say, keyboards during that time, right? And I have to use this device to to focus on the virtual keyboard and type it letter by letter. But now there are blouses which I can wear, right? Which are wireless, and just using my hand gesture, I can start typing it the way I am used to typing the keyboard, right? Uh, so that kind of technologies are coming into the picture. So keeping your product a challenge which we have to take care of. One another challenge which we faced was that network and security requirements. Right, our client security requirements, our own organization network requirements are very stringent, wherein such technologies or such devices, right, have their own expectations. Be it in the form of the internet speed they would require, be it changes to the port they require. It is not easy to scale past through our existing establishment. For example, one of the challenge which we faced was that this Oculus Go, right? There is no fixed IP device it will going to have. Once it starts, it will have they keep changing the IP addresses, but which is not a good requirement from a security from point of view, from network point of view. They are okay to have devices where a static IP is given to such devices. And yes, the last one was is a challenge which all of us going to face, is that any use case which will come up, right, to say that, okay, let me use this XR, okay, for this so and so case of so and so problem of my distributed team. The first question that you're going to hear is that, tell me why this challenge cannot be addressed with the existing communication channels, right? Be it Zoom, Microsoft Teams, etc. Um, so these are the few challenges which I would expect to be solved, and we as a community need to come together and address this. To conclude, the summary is that VR-based agile ceremonies definitely have potential to address the collaboration challenges, and we can go as closer as possible to the benefits that co-located team currently enjoy in terms of the engagement, the engagement level. The second one, which we learned as part of the survey, was that it is not easy that, okay, it is not easy as wearing a headset and start running your the various Scrum ceremonies. It requires certain level of learning curves for the team to get comfortable with these devices. And yes, the last one was that VR PD room, the agile collaboration room, the way we fondly call it as, it can become a new communication strategy when we made available to distributed agile teams. Distributed agile teams can um, uh, increase their engagement level, and the amount of time we are spending through, right, it can be substantially reduced. And uh, conducting agile ceremonies or following agile in from a remote setup is a less less pain compared to the challenges what we have today. So with that, I would like to conclude and open up for a question. Mano, Ram, over to you.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Raghu, for sharing your experience with extended reality. There are a few questions from the audience participants.
Hmm?
Asawali has been asking, the discussion is more about virtual reality device or app. How beneficial it is?
Can you come again, Manohar?
Uh, Asawali has a question. She is asking about the
Hmm?
discussion is more about virtual reality device. So how beneficial it is?
Um, right, going back to my the presentation, right? Um, it is beneficial to address that gap which I termed as a present disparity gap, right? Currently there is a the effectiveness of communication as a strategy remains there is a wide gap between the way the co-located team enjoys compared to the distributed team enjoys. If we bring this VR as a medium, our experience and our survey results show that we can bridge that gap. We may not be able to bridge it 100%, but yes, we can definitely make it half.
Okay, okay. Also, Gayatri is asking, could you please share the links if there is anywhere they can refer and get into more insight about this virtual reality?
Sure, Manohar. What I will do is that I will upload this deck to the slide share, and maybe I will pass it to you. Then you can share with the participants also.
That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Is there any other questions any participant has? Please come up with. We still have 5 minutes time. We can utilize this for any open discussion with Raghu if there is anything. Thank you so much, Raghu. I don't see any more questions for now. So it was a wonderful session. And thank you so much for sharing the insight about the implementation of virtual reality into Agile world. So thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining this session.
And thanks, Manohar. Thanks, Ram, for this
Thank you
opportunity.
so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.